Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Mr. Surya, at the lecture of the Business English course. My name is Zahra Sabila, and this time I will carry out the final exam assignment through the company that I have been chosen, namely BRI. First thing first is about the company overview. PT Bank Rakyat Indonesia Persero Tbk is a state-of-the-art commercial bank in Indonesia, operates in the banking industry, and also one of the largest bank dominating the Indonesian banking sector. BRI was established in Purwokerto during the Dutch colonial period in 1895 under the name the Purwokerto Help Bank der Inlandische Hoofden. It was officially designed as a state-owned bank after Indonesia's independence in 1846. The bank was later re-established as a Bank Rakyat Indonesia in 1968 and legally became a state-owned limited liability company or Persero in the period of 1992 and 2002. Since then, BRI has undergone significant transformation, including the digitalization and improvement in its organizational and financial structure. BRI provides banking services such as saving account, current account, or we know as Giro and time deposit. These banking services have been also digitalized through mobile banking. In addition, BRI offers payment and transaction service, including domestic and international fund transfer. BRI also provides investment service, including government and corporate bonds, and other financial services such as insurance and trade finance. Second thing is about the finance and investing. BRI's main source of funding come from banking activities involving customers, such as saving, current account, and time deposit. In addition, BRI also utilizes interbank loans. However, they are not used frequently and serve mainly as supplementary managerial liquidity tools. The bank also issues bonds as a source of long-term funding. This bond including various types, such as conventional bonds, subordinate bonds, and green or sustainability bonds. The ownership structure of BRI is divided between the government and public shareholder. The government of Indonesia, through PT Danantara Asset Management, hold approximately 53.19% of BRI share, based on data from the 2024 BRI annual report. The remaining shares are owned by the public and openly traded domestically and internationally. Now it's about accounting and financial statement. The financial statement of BRI that can be accessed through both of the IDX and BRI's official, the name Investor Relation. The website of BRI presents comprehensive financial information. First, in the income statement in 2024 shows that net profit increased compared to the previous year or 2023, and the main source of revenue are interest income, supported by other operating income. Next, for the balance sheet shows that asset increased, supported by a growth in a net allowance. Liabilities also increased, but not significantly, and that's fine. And the equity also increased. The increasing of equity indicates a stable and sound capital position. The cash flow statement shows a strong position, with operating cash flow increasing significantly, and most cash outflow were used for dividend payment and settlement of financing obligation. Overall, BRI financial performance in 2024 was healthy and sustainable, with strong profitability, primarily supported by interest income and maintained liquidity under stable funding condition. Let's talk about the market structure and competition. BRI operates in oligopolistic market structure, as it competes with several major banks that dominate in Indonesian banking industry. In the banking sector, competition generally focuses on interest rate, service quality, network coverage, and digitalization, which the digitalization is enhanced convenience and accessibility for customers. To compete with other competitors, BRI adopts a differentiation strategy by creating a distinct business focus. While many other banks concentrate on corporate banking, BRI chooses to prioritize financing support for Indonesian economy through the micro, small, and medium enterprise or UMKM sector. This year, BRI continues to adapt and innovate its strategy to strengthen its commitment to UMKM development. BRI's competitive advantage also lies in extensive branch network, a widely distributed service agent, and advanced digital banking service, which is collectively enhance customer reach, operational efficiency, and overall competitiveness. Now, let's move to the government regulation and taxation. BRI operates under the supervision of government authorities and key financial regulators, responsible for taxation, public policy, and risk management. Also, the bank is regulated by Bank Indonesia, which oversees monetary policy, payment system, and banking liquidity. As a publicly listed company or TBK, BRI is required to regularly disclose its financial statement to the Indonesia Stock Exchange or IDX. BRI is subject to several taxes, including the corporate income tax, its to the annual profits and withholding tax on employee salaries and payment for goods and service, and then value-added tax on non-core banking transaction and land and building tax on operational asset. Compliance with this regulatory and tax obligation can support the financial stability, transparency, and sustainable banking operation. Company social responsibility, or we know and we can namely as CSR. Companies are required to fulfill the social responsibility as part of their commitment to society. BRI is implement its corporate social responsibility through the program they namely as BRI Peduli, which cover the three key dimensions. First dimension is the social aspect, which includes support for school infrastructure development, stunting prevention program, and women empowerment initiative. Second dimension is the economic aspect, which focuses on supporting UMKM development and local tourism. And the third or the last dimension is the environmental aspect, which involves the tree planting activities, waste management program, and the promotion of sustainable environmental literacy. All of these SR initiatives generate significant benefit for both external communities and internal stakeholders, enhance BRI's corporate reputation, and support the company's long-term business. The conclusion about the BRI, one of the largest banks in Indonesia, BRI demonstrates strong performance in 2024, supported by solid profitability and stable liquidity. BRI extensive branch network, digital banking development, and CSR program further strengthened in position as a competitive player in the banking market. For the recommendation, in my opinion, BRI should continue and strengthen its focus on the UMKM sector, as this segment provides distinct strategic value. In addition, BRI should further develop digital innovation and maintain effective risk management practice. BRI is also expected to continue its CSR program to support the long-term business sustainability and enhance and competitiveness. So that's all my presentation about the PT Bank Rakyat Indonesia Persero Tbk. I hope that I can convey the information as well and appropriately. Last, thank you for the attention.